If you want to know if your loved one can go home with cerebral palsy, scoliosis, epilepsy, osteoporosis, a G-tube, a tracheostomy, and ventilation, stay tuned. I've got news for you. My name is Patrick Hutzel from intensivecarehome.com, and I've got another email here from one of our readers, from AJ, who says, "Hi, Patrick. I'm the guardian and power of attorney for my sister. She has cerebral palsy, scoliosis, epilepsy, osteoporosis, and a PEG tube. She's been hospitalized with aspiration pneumonia 5 weeks ago now. She also had a recent PEG tube, and now she got a tracheostomy 2 days ago, and she's ventilated. The focus has been on securing her respiratory airway, but now her GI issues continue from gastric paralysis. Her GI issues began with the hospitalization and all the medications on and off for 5 weeks now. She has gotten very little nutrition. The original weight of around 70 kilo now is looking very skinny. She's still going slow on feeds and getting high residuals. The concern is that she's not absorbing or processing her nutrition. Her heart rate and blood pressure were high all day today and not resolved with other things. I asked about TPN, and they can't do a PICC line because of her anatomy, and so it would have to be a portacath, but the doctor is saying, no, it's too high risk for infection. I'm freaking out now, thinking they're just going to let her die. What else can I do? Do I keep pushing or ask to transfer her to another hospital? I also asked to transfer before, and they said no, but I wanted to come home now once they've got her nutrition sorted. Now, AJ, thank you so much for your email. I think it's a great idea that you're reaching out, and it's a great idea to get your sister home once she has the nutrition sorted. Now, they might be getting her nutrition under control with a PEG tube instead of a PEG tube. Now, and you would have heard me saying on other videos that I oppose a PEG tube in a situation like that. I am probably not opposed to a PEG tube. I'm actually advocating for a PEG or a PEG in this situation, because for a patient with cerebral palsy, scoliosis, epilepsy, and so forth, it's unlikely that she will come off the ventilator, not impossible. Or if she comes off the ventilator, she probably needs a tracheostomy. You know, we have patients at home or clients at home with cerebral palsy that are on ventilators and tracheostomies. And it's going to be very difficult weaning your sister off the ventilator and the tracheostomy. From my extensive experience, I have worked in critical care nursing for 25 years in 3 different countries, where I worked as a nurse unit manager in intensive care for over 5 years. And I've been, setting up intensive care at home here in Australia since 2012. So, I do have a fair amount of experience in this space that I think I can make an informed comment here and decision. So, TPN and a portacath, absolutely possible. It's nonsense that it's infection risk, especially if your sister will be going home, because there's much less infection risk at home than compared to a hospital. In a hospital, you're surrounded by bugs from other patients, whereas at home, it's a clean environment, right? So with a clean environment, it is so much easier to manage the portacath, and there's very little risk for infection. So I'm also advocating here for TPN. It's absolutely possible, but maybe they can sort it out with a PEG and PEG. That would be preferred. I don't know whether they've tried metoclopramide. I don't know whether they've tried erythromycin. I don't know whether they've tried to change the constitution of the feeds. You need to talk to them what other options there might be and what other options there are. So that's very important that you can sort it out before your sister is going home. So, from my perspective and from my experience, we have looked after so many clients at home in similar situations to your sister. She will be thriving at home because there's no quality of life in an ICU, but there is absolutely quality of life in someone's home, right? So keep pushing forward, get the nutrition sorted, whether that's with PEG, PEG, or with TPN, and then we can sit down and take the next steps and take your sister home. And we also need to work on the funding, but we can help you with that, with the right level of funding. Otherwise, if we weren't able to achieve that outcome for our clients, we wouldn't be in business. So it's very important that you understand we're also advocating for your sister for the funding. If funding is an issue, but we can cross that bridge as a next step. So with intensive care at home, we are providing 24-hour critical care nurses at home, and we provide a genuine alternative to a long-term stay in intensive care for ventilation, tracheostomy, home BiPAP, home CPAP, ventilation without tracheostomy, tracheostomy without ventilation, home TPN, home IV potassium infusions, home IV magnesium infusions. We're also providing palliative care at home. We're also providing ventilation weaning at home, tracheostomy weaning. We're also providing central line management, peak line management, as well as Hickman's line management. We're also providing nasogastric tube management and PEG tube management at home. We're also sending our critical care nurses into the home for emergency department bypass services. We have done so successfully as part of a program at the Western Sydney Local Area Health District, their In Touch program, saving approximately $2,000 per patient that we keep at home instead of going to ED. We're also in a position to cut the cost of an intensive care bed by around 50%. An intensive care bed costs around $5,000 to $6,000 per bed day. Our service costs between $2,500 and $3,000 per bed day, and we're freeing up an ICU bed, and we're improving the quality of life for patients and their families. So it's a win-win situation all around. With intensive care at home, we are currently operating all around Australia and all major capital cities, as well as in regional and rural areas. We are an NDIS-approved service provider all around the country, TAC and WorkSafe in Victoria, ICARE in New South Wales, NIISQ in Queensland, Department of Veteran Affairs all around the country. Our clients and we as a provider have also received funding through public hospitals, private health funds, as well as departments of health. We are the only service provider in Australia that has achieved third-party accreditation for intensive care at home nursing in 2024. We've been achieving this level of accreditation since 2012. No other provider has achieved this high level of accreditation in the community and has created more intellectual property for intensive care at home than we have. And that puts us in a position to employ hundreds of years of critical care nursing experience combined in the community. No other service provider employs a higher skill level in the community than we do, which enables us to look after the highest security adults and children in the community in Australia. No other provider in Australia can take on a higher acuity safely in the community than we can. And if you're at home already and you're watching this and you realize that you don't have the right level of support, and I will give you a tangible example here. One of our first clients over 10 years ago was a client who was at home on a ventilator with a tracheostomy with a support worker model. Of course, support workers can't keep a patient at home on a ventilator with a tracheostomy. That's like flying the airplane with the cabin crew instead of the pilot, because this client was at high risk of dying and he was going in and out of ICU because support workers simply don't have the skills, the experience or knowledge how to look after a ventilator and a tracheostomy client. It is an intensive care and critical care nursing skill. Then eventually the client found us and we were proving our concept with this client very fast. When we worked with the client and we sent him intensive care nurses 24 hours a day, he never ever went back into ICU ever again and he was safe. We can do the same for you if you're not safe at home, including the advocacy that goes along with it to get the relevant funding. We have always successfully advocated for our clients, otherwise we would not be in business. That's also why we're providing level 2 and level 3 NDI support coordination. We have a team of NDI support coordinators and they have a wealth of knowledge. I will put into the written version of this blog to an interview that I've done with Amanda Riches, who's one of our NDI support coordinators. We're also providing TAC case management, WorkSafe case management in Victoria. And if you're an NDI support coordinator or a case manager from another organization watching this and you're looking for nursing care for your participants, please reach out to us as well. If you're looking for funding for nursing care for your participants and you don't know how to go about it and what evidence to provide, I encourage you to reach out to us. We can help you with the right level of advocacy. We also provide NDI specialist nursing assessments done by critical care nurses with a legal nurse consulting background. And if you are a critical care nurse and you're looking for a career change, we're currently hiring for jobs for critical care nurses in the home in Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane, in Albury, Wodonga, in Bendigo, in Geelong, and in Warragul in Victoria. If you have worked in critical care nursing for a minimum of 2 years, pediatric ICU, ED, and you have already completed a postgraduate critical care nursing qualification, we will be delighted hearing from you. I have a disclaimer though, because we are offering a tailor-made solution for our clients, which includes regular staff. Our clients won't have the same staff coming over and over again because they are so vulnerable and so special, and that's why we need regular staff. So if you are looking for agency work where you can come and go, this is not the right fit for you. We are looking for consistency, and our clients are looking for consistency. So please only apply with us if you can give us regular and consistent availabilities for shifts, and if you're really keen on building relationships with us and with our clients. Otherwise, it's not going to work. And if you're an intensive care specialist or an ED specialist, we also want to hear from you. We are currently expanding our medical team as well. We can also help you eliminate your bed blocks in ICU and ED for your long-term patients or for your regularly readmitting patients with our critical care nursing team at home. We're here to help you take the pressure off your ICU and ED beds, and in most cases, you won't even pay for it. Even if you do pay for it, it's much more cost-effective than what you're paying in ICU or in ED. And if you're a hospital executive watching this and you have bed blocks in your ICU, ED, respiratory wards, etc., please reach out to us as well. We can help you fast. And if you're in the US or in the UK and you're watching this and you need help, we want to hear from you as well. We can help you there privately. Once again, our website is intensivecareathome.com. Call us on one of the numbers on the top of our website or send us an email to info@intensivecareathome.com.